to these nuts.
Here you go. Hey, to patience. Some of us have it, and some of us don't.
Here's to meetings that are held over email.
Here. All right. All this conversation, I tried to lean into it about relationships and communication and things like that. So one thing being communicated all over the net, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it. We ain't gonna say no names, but people are going around saying they can't date a man with a 9-to-5. Now, me personally, that sounds like some bullshit.
Personally, I think for most people.
Like, if a man came out and said, I refuse to date a woman if she ain't got a 9-to-5 or she don't got a 9-to-5 or something like that, we would get killed. No? Like, it would be a murder on the web. There would be a bill passed. It would be nuts. Like, it would go crazy across the board. But these females are out here. And, yeah, I'm a little mad about it because I'm starting to see it on big, big platforms. And they making other women think this is okay to shut a man down because he doesn't live a certain lifestyle that she lives. Go ahead.
I feel some of it comes from depending on the woman, but I've seen like a lot of women that get that from their father, like depending on what he did or something and how he provides.
Yep.
But I think that's bullshit because no one's gonna meet the expectations of your father to treat you how he wants you to be treated. You know what I mean? And that right there is fucked up because you're setting a lot of men up for failure. I know we already talked about being intimidated by a woman. Now the bitch don't want me to have a 9-to-5. Hold on. Before we go any further, this is the Wash Podcast. We everyday dudes talk about everyday stuff. Now let's get back to it. Jared. What was you about to say?
No, I'm with you. That's straight bullshit. How you gonna? We have all these expectations, right? We need to do this. We need to do that. Oh, on top of that, nigga, you can't work.
You gotta have free time.
Well, J. Carey, with that, like,
Damn.
what did you mean by you can't work? Does that mean I need to be rich, or does that mean I need to be at the crib, taking care of the house and stuff like that while you work? Is that what she's asking for?
She wants this nigga to be Pablo fucking Escobar with the heart.
But then when
don't
a nigga,
kill her, but let her have free reign over it. It's crazy. That's a crazy ass
as
expectation.
soon as I go to jail, all you gonna take is my money. And you're not gonna fuck with me. And you're not gonna fuck with me no more.
Okay, like not even being a devil's advocate, I can understand if, and maybe.
Oh, JK,
not
before you go, be ready. I'm ready to fire off.
It's not even a maybe.
You can understand
the
it, though.
delivery. The delivery is all wrong.
Okay.
If you want to have someone who is well off, because that's got to be it, right? You can't, not have money. So if you want someone who's well off and retired or whatever, then you got to come out and say that. You just can't come out and say I couldn't date no nigga with a 9-to-5 because, and there's no because, like it's.
Which is 99.9% of niggas.
What else am I supposed to?
So hold on, Cutter, before you go there. He said, I think you started off talking about parents where she grew up in a household and things like that. If whoever she was raised by told her, you shouldn't live with a man without these type of standards, is that the case? Like, is that?
It's probably not, but the way society is built now, women just want someone just how it looks. Where's the cash?
Right.
Like, basically, like, I could care less about who you are as a person, but where's the money at? What can you do for me? You know what I mean? And I feel if a man did that, it'd be...
Yeah. But right there, I want to take it off a man or a woman. I think we all would love to be taken care of.
Correct.
We would all love to meet some rich billionaire who's like, listen, you ain't got to do nothing else.
Would you?
I'm shit.
But just sitting at home gets boring.
But that's just the jig.
But I mean, unless you have something, planned every day. I'm going to work out. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go play golf.
I think that's kind of where it's going.
Shoot a rock. I say golf.
When they say no dude working 9-to-5, what are those expectations? Are the expectations they want to get taken care of, or the expectation that they just want them to themselves at 24/7, or is it that they don't want them just to be gone 8 hours a day, then come home, tired and cranky or what have you.
9 to 5 means they're getting money, right? So how much are you getting? That's what I'm taking.
It's the Instagram life.
Right.
Everybody is an entrepreneur these days, right?
But
everybody's self-made, so everyone's got their own schedule.
So I think
Which is bullshit.
Exactly.
I started. It's frustrating because, like you said, it's an Instagram lifestyle. It's this. I'm like, these people. You have a huge platform. I need you to say your words correctly. I need you to articulate whatever it is you're trying to say in a way that it's not taken. Because, like I said, the way this particular person put it out there is, my man. This is how I took it. He needs to be rich and be able to live my lifestyle.
But this is what the bullshit is. Like, we talking about social media, right? Instagram lifestyle. Motherfuckers that are rich, they're doing more than working 9 to 5. They get up at 5 in the morning and work until 8 p.m. Like, they want all this shit. You want that nigga, he's not gonna have time for you.
Right. So Dre, that's where you was going right into it. If let's say it was a flop of she wanted a man who was successful already.
Yeah.
Like you was getting at. I think you've said it. I think we've said it on this pod. It's been said across the net. If you want a guy to be that well off, to be that successful, you will never see this man. Ever.
Right.
He's gonna be in his high rise doing something. He's gonna be shooting some movie. He's gonna be on the block selling drugs or whatever it may be that this man does to get his money.
Still a form of
Hey,
success.
hey.
Still be successful.
Hey, it's whatever you want to do.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think the drawback comes from. So it's either you want a broke cat that ain't doing shit or a female that ain't doing shit, or you want a successful person who's so busy, they come home 9, 10 o'clock at night. Oh, babe, I'm tired. Did you cook? Is there food? Or I'm going to go ahead and lay down. I'll catch you tomorrow or something like that. You know what I mean?
I think
Unless they want a trust fund baby. Then that's different. That's all different.
Go ahead.
I think it's bullshit, but you have to know, like Jay Carey said, bring it to the tables off top. But I think 9 times out of 10, you'll know the woman. I mean, I know we did the intimidation thing, but you'll know if your standards meet hers off top. Like,
But even with a woman with high standards, like a standard like that narrows your pool down to this.
but I think that woman specifically meant, like, I'm not fucking with no nigga that has a job. He should already be established and
should be
already
good.
have bread to take care of me. I'm not worried about anything else. But like you said,
What
I
does
have
that
to
mean?
work in order to get to that step.
Right.
What does that mean?
Ain't nobody established just sitting down doing
I mean,
nothing.
but some niggas be made of money.
Okay, so
But
for
they're not
example,
doing nothing.
if you get an athlete, you're not going to see him for, depending on the sport.
6
Right?
to 9
Just staying
months
in the
out of
house.
the year.
Yeah.
So is the money the buffer? Is it the cushion?
Ain't
Like,
nobody
well,
sitting
It's
down.
not no
getting-
love in that. I don't think she wants the love. She just wants to be. Take
lifestyle.
the lifestyle of
lifestyle.
just having to do nothing. I mean, unless she has bread, now that's different. Now, if you have bread and you're like, I just want you to just stay home and just do you. What do you want to figure out with your own life? That's different. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to find a woman that wants that in a man.
So moving on, like this is, I know you guys all are married, you got kids and everything like that. Hypothetically, if y'all were single or whatever it may be, so she's saying that she won't date a man who doesn't have a certain status, a certain lifestyle, and things like that. Can we come to there and say, I won't date a woman with kids?
oh, men do that shit all the time.
All the time.
All the time, right?
All the time.
And we looked at, what did they say? What if the person that you fall in love with happens to have a kid? I don't want the kid.
We
wouldn't be fucking
You know, we wouldn't say it again, Jay.
Well,
You said,
well, no, let me take that back.
Wait,
let me take that back. We we wouldn't get to that point, I should say.
Okay. See? How do you fall in love with her if you got a whole kid? If you don't want a kid. So,
I had to take my shit back real quick. 'Cause I was like, we wouldn't- well, hold up.
So look, that makes me backtrack a little bit. So we get mad at her for having this standard
No, we're not mad at her.
Okay.
We're mad at the silly ass expectation.
Okay. What's the silly expectation? Because
on the
at,
first
our,
one?
at our grown age, it's a silly expectation for this female to not have a child.
No, it's not.
But what if it's for a man that wants to have his first child with the woman that he's in love with instead of a woman already having kids?
So you, Cutter, you bringing up a great point why I got mad at this specific female. Maybe I didn't see the whole interview or whatever. You gave me a good point of I have a lifestyle of I want a family, my own family, and that's why I feel that way. It's not that I'm shutting down anybody else. It's just I want to build a family, a lifestyle that I want. So in a sense, she's saying I want a lifestyle that, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's okay to have expectations.
Correct.
The thing is, are those expectations grounded in some sort of reality?
There you go.
So, not saying people can't have crazy ass dreams. If you want to hold out for a billionaire or whatever, go ahead and hold out. But don't fucking complain if after 10 years that billionaire ain't walking into your life.
So Jay Carey, I think, help me out understand what he's saying. So it's like expectations should meet your reality. Like,
At some point.
how can that?
But that's exactly it. How often do expectations meet reality? So everyone wants that fantasy lifestyle. This is whatever that person is talking about. It sounds fantasy to me, right? You want everything.
So Dre, you said, and I think Cutter, you kind of got into it when I brought up the kid, that I think it's very slim to find someone, man or female, who doesn't have a kid at our age.
That was the key.
Yeah.
Because if I'm 20, early 20s, and one of my things is like, I don't want a kid because one, I'm not ready to be a dad. Two, I'm not ready to deal with baby daddy problems. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. That's not. I don't think that's an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah.
But when you get to 35, all right, if you want that expectation, cool. But
You can be
I don't want to hear shit if you've been like, man, I've been on all these sites, going on these dates, and all these motherfuckers got kids. Like, yeah, nigga, you 35.
Right.
They gonna
Nobody
have
waited
kids.
for you like you waiting for them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there you go. Ain't nobody waiting. And I think that goes, let's bring it back to that other topic. Like, if she happens to find this specific person who doesn't have a 9-to-5, I personally don't think he want anything to do with her, because I'm going into this situation. So someone like a LeBron James is lucky. He found someone before he had this lifestyle. You know what I mean? Some of those people, it's very rare that you'll find somebody on that level and can grow with you. Now she's looking for somebody who's already grown and she just want to jump on the boat. And that's the piece that I don't like.
And that's fine.
Well-
she could find that.
But I mean, she may not be trying to jump on that boat. She might have her own shit and have that just equal expectation in a partner.
There you go.
So Cutter, help me out. Maybe this can help me understand this. So she thinks that if she picks this lifestyle, this guy with this lifestyle, he's gonna agree with her. Is that what you pick from it? He's gonna understand where she's gonna be at all day and all night and stuff like that.
And that's going to have to take on the man situation. Like, how were you brought up? Like, were you brought up just being taken care of? I mean, you could think about it. A little boy could be a mama's boy and they never have to do anything in his world and used to a woman taking care of him. So in that expectation, he's like, shit, why should I worry about anything?
Right.
If she's going to make sure I'm good, I'll make sure everything's good on her side.
And
But
we see that shit happen a lot. Right?
correct. I mean, it's not just niggas that got money that's taking care of women. Women take care of niggas too. But it's that what woman wants that and what man wants that. So you have to be in agreement, like, okay, you can't do this, well, you can do this. You can't do that, you could do this. You know, I'll bring home this, but you make sure when I get there, this is done, that is done. But that's still kind of some bullshit, but it happens. An athlete's wife does that, damn near. Well, how many athletes' wives you know got jobs?
Right.
A 9-to-5.
A 9-to-5 is very hard for you to find an athlete's wife that's got a specific. Not everything I've seen, and again, I'm on the outside looking in. Some of these females might be running the show, and we just don't know.
But I was about to say, when they retire, it's kind of a little different. Though.
Yeah. But again, it's the whole, how close to your reality can you get your fantasy, right? So again, when we brought up guys, okay, every guy wants the thick bad bitch with the crazy, like, okay, cool, but what if that skinny girl over there is the best one for you?
Right.
That no one pays attention to. She's not necessarily a bad bitch,
And
but that's your reality. That's what you want versus the fantasy.
So stay right there with the reality versus fantasy. I want to get back onto the dating someone with kids. I think I was saying, and Dre was saying, disagreeing with it. Is that a fantasy lifestyle, do you think?
To not want kids?
To not date a person with kids. Yeah, it could be that I want to make one with you, or I just don't want to deal with
I
nobody.
mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I've been in that position before. I've dated someone with a kid before. So you have to be clearly. If I didn't want a kid, I wouldn't have dated her. She had a kid before I came, right? So
is it checking to see if it's worth it, or is it like
You got to think about it though. You have to depend. You're trying to make two people happy now.
yeah, it
one
wasn't
at that
ever
moment.
a situation where I was like, I'm looking for a girl with a kid. Like I already knew her. We fell out of touch, reconnected years later. She had a kid. You know, so it's like, okay, well, I'm not just gonna be like, nah. Now I know some guys might, because what Dre said,
because you know what
baby
you're signing
daddy
up for.
issues, all this other shit. Like, but I wasn't. That wasn't my. At the same time, again, I never went out and said I'm looking for. I need to be a stepdad. Like I've never said that. It just happened that way.
the way it works?
So if you're out here saying, I just cannot date, you know, a woman with a kid or be with a woman with a kid. Okay, cool. Like that's your expectation that's been set. Now again, the delivery that you bring that out, that's where people get into hot water with. If you're just out here just straight up just shunning every woman that has a kid, like fuck no, fuck you. Okay, well now you gotta. That's the message, because again, the message we're talking about is old girl said, I don't want any nigga with a 9 to 5.
Right. She
And it's
shut
just
the
like,
whole jig down.
okay, what if this nigga is making $40 million a year? Is
that
that
9 to
enough money?
5.
Or you just can't deal with the fact that he can't be there at your beck and call?
See, to me, I'm like, that's if I don't want any nigga with a 9 to 5, if that's her expectation, that's your expectation.
Okay.
Live your life. Be happy.
There it is.
Shut the fuck up and don't complain. if
If you
5
can't
years
find 'em-
happens and no motherfuckers come to meet your expectation, and so, on your shit, like if you not your shit, but just just previously, like if your standard is I'm such and such age, I don't want nobody with a kid, and let's say the attitude is like, oh, she got a kid, fuck her. She got a kid, fuck him. Cool, have the expectation. Shut the fuck up if you're 45 and lonely,
And you
and
can't-
all these chicks that had kids came by.
Hey.
But
and you didn't
sometimes
want
I
nothing
don't
to do
even
with
think it's going to be amount to being lonely.
I'm just saying, like,
but
don't
I'm
complain
just-
about your situation.
Just where your expectations don't get met.
Yeah.
But it's not 9 times out of 10
You'll sell.
that 9 to 5 will work more than that person not having a kid.
So it's
So Cutter, before we get past it, I don't want you to forget when you said it. You said taking care of 2 people at that point. I think that was a good piece that, you know, me being the one who doesn't have a kid, I have gone into situations thinking that, okay, there's her and there's this child. So I got to be aware of both situations. So I'm dating her, I'm dating the child, and I'm dating the baby dad. So you got to be aware of all those factors. And I'm not saying I'm one of the cats who's like, I'm out. But I was at a point was like, I don't want to mess with nobody with a kid. But to Jay Carey's point, there's been females that I've seen like, damn, she got a kid, but she's actually kind of cool, and I might be able to get past that. I think there are plenty of people out there who can get past that. So I think with her, and I think that's kind of what you was about to get into, maybe that dude that got the 9 to 5 might be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're not. Somebody got a kid.
Yep.
Which you might be just fine.
It is. You're going to figure the 9 to 5 out before you figure out which woman doesn't have a kid. Because especially say you just met someone wherever you go and she doesn't have that kid. So now you're like, all right, and then when y'all get to talking, she's like, well, now I got to tell you something. And 9 times out of 10, certain women don't even let you know about
The kid.
that situation, don't even want you to meet the kid. So then it's like, what am I in now? Am I just in it just to fuck with you and never get to that point of meeting the kid? Or now I need to figure out your whole lifestyle. Once I figure that out, now I have to figure out how to deal with a child that I've never been around.
And that
Dre,
goes to
I'm gonna ask
intent
you-
and communication.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions off of what he just said. So is it coming into this expectation of this, you met this girl, and like you said, she didn't tell you about the kid. And then there's a situation where she's dating the guy, and he don't, off top, he's not telling you what he does. He's just telling you, I have income. So we got 2 situations.
What?
It's like,
How?
You better explain
it's
yourself.
kind of like what
the
you were
fuck?
saying,
I'm a
though.
consultant.
But it's kind of like what Jay Carey was saying earlier. It's like, do you just shut it down? So month in, you find out that little noise in the back is little Timmy jumping off the bed.
Nigga said that little noise.
Holy shit.
And then a month in, you see dude or female answer the phone. Oh shit, I gotta go. My boss is calling me. Then it's just like, the
You
fuck?
have a boss?
You got a boss?
Oh.
So you sitting. So I gave you two worlds of you've been dating this female, or dating this guy, and all of a sudden you see Kool-Aid on the couch. Like that wasn't there last week. Scenario two.
On my new shit.
He done dealt with these situations.
On the micro suede? Like you.
Scenario two, you sitting in the room and you see your man or female on the Outlook a lot. On the Outlook, what are you doing? I'm checking work emails. And you're like, oh shit. So J. Kerr, you brought it up.
This nigga got the audacity to have
But
a job.
that's what Dre said. That's communication, bro. So if what you've been doing in that month,
And
Yeah, I
intent.
did that right there.
Intent.
Put everybody.
Put everything.
like, if it's been a month, like you don't know that about her.
And what have y'all been talking about?
Yeah,
All
Or have
that.
y'all been talking?
y'all ain't been.
But that's correct. But that's the point is we talking to Netflix and chill or Netflix at the movie theaters really with the kid on the side with the extra popcorn.
Popcorn ain't cheap,
I mean,
man.
look, man.
My bad. That's,
No, it's just
he want a soda too?
everyone has their fantasy, right? Everyone's got it.
Say that
But
again, J. Kerr.
Everyone's got their fantasy,
Okay.
you know. But okay, you meet. This is gonna sound so fucked up.
Oh, get it out. You already started. Get it out.
Okay.
Preface with whatever you got to preface it with, though.
Hurry that shit up.
No,
fucker.
no.
I'm trying to know.
I mean, okay, so if we're talking like withholding shit, right? Okay. So let's say you meet someone, I don't know, Bumble or Tinder or whatever the fuck it is, one of the apps, right? It's neck up. That's all you see.
Okay.
Okay.
We starting with a lie, but go ahead.
Is it a lie?
Yes.
Because then you meet her
More of an
and
omission.
she
Don't look like her profile.
or doesn't have legs or some shit, and it's like, well,
Well, no, that's,
why didn't you
didn't
lead with
ask.
that? But you didn't ask. Okay, so
I wasn't
then
But
expecting
who's gonna
that.
ask? Do you got legs?
I wasn't expecting that.
Go ahead.
She got legs.
Finish what you was trying to say.
I was expecting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, we can
I
figure
shouldn't
it
have
out.
laughed. Look, I shouldn't
I
have laughed
said
at
it was
that
fucked
neither.
up. I'm
I shouldn't have
sorry,
laughed at
dog.
that either. I just was not expecting.
okay, let's make
No,
it a
no,
little
no.
easy.
Keep going.
that's- I
Keep
want
going.
that
Keep
one.
going.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so she has
Let's
no
go.
legs.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you meet her, and it's like, oh, now you're not just gonna be like, oh, date over. Like,
Your
what the fuck?
expectations are already
Hold on,
fucked up.
Time out.
Let me see if I can bring this in a little bit better. So, if you're meeting a person and they're withholding or not telling you the whole story or presenting a front
There you
as
go.
if there's something different. So, like, let's say a person who's overweight, you never see their lower, and then when you finally meet them, oh shit, you're overweight. So I think the question is, like, when you finally see exactly who they are in person, is it
Or
like
okay, even what you said. I have income. You meet her. You love her. She's perfect from the day in. Like, damn, okay, well, you have income. Cool. She never tells you how she makes the income. Now, you guys are a month in, 2 months in. You go in, you see ring lights everywhere, and you're like, wait a minute. How are you?
She's a content creator.
So
How do you
that-
feel
Don't
then?
ask about the content.
How do you
so
feel
that kind
then?
of right there, that's kind of what it is. It's just like we have these expectations, and then when you meet this person who meets the expectations, and then you find out why or how they meet those expectations, does it change the story for you? You about to say something? Cuz.
It does.
I mean, off top, you're gonna look and be like, yeah, I can stay with that for a while, or I'm just trying to knock that down.
Okay.
And then,
Intent.
But you made a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
but that's
That's your
what I'm saying.
intent.
So it's up to that other individual to agree with that, right? But off top, no matter what, the conversation has to start, and depending on who you are and how you speak to others and communicate, you'll know how far you're going to get and how far you're going to go, because you're already asking those specific questions. Like, okay, if you bring in income, and they go like, what income are you doing, please? Like, I'm just going to, like, what do you do?
Because we're doing nice
What do you
stuff.
do?
So
What do you do? Oh, off top, do you have kids? I don't know where it's going to come through the conversation, but you're going to talk. And what if you have kids and yours is in the background while you're on the phone? That's the first thing she might say, or the first thing you're going to say.
So in every scenario, we're talking about like initially meeting somebody or dating somebody, which is the whole goddamn point, right? Let me see. Let me see if this is something I want to commit to or see
But
the whole
old girl
way.
isn't saying that.
Right,
She's coming
she's
off
not.
top. Like, I'm canceling
Yeah.
anything that has a 9 to 5.
Which is cool. That's intent and communication. She let motherfuckers know.
So she's-
if you work from 9 to 5, she's not interested.
So that's
which is okay.
That's good. What she's doing then, right? Is
So-
that it? She's making her.
Expectations.
She's letting it be known off
There's
top.
nothing wrong with that.
Don't come my way,
Nothing
nigga.
wrong.
Okay.
So
I'm
let's
just like
bring-
it always because then I always hear. I hear that shit, and then I hear on the other fucking side, oh, there's not enough men. All you niggas is trash. All that shit on the other side.
So right there, Dre, I think you're going into my next.
Oh,
Nigga told us real nigga.
Across the board, men and women, are our expectations too high? Are we asking for too much? Women, men, like across the board. So with her, I think us across this table, and I think men across the world think her expectation is somewhere beyond dumb.
So
Can't be-
what's the stereotype of the expectation?
yeah.
Is,
What is it?
So
based
what's the
off of?
stereotype of the expectation?
the stereotype, and in my opinion, she's
6
a
foot.
gold digger.
6 feet.
Oh yeah, so like, the breakdown.
This is the stereotype,
you got
not
to be-
everybody.
You got to be 6 feet.
6
you got
feet.
to make over
6 figures.
6 figures, well above 6.
They gotta have a gym bod or a dad bod.
Okay.
I think dad bods are in now. You know
Have
what
the
I'm saying?
Bad bods went out. Bad bods went out.
No, they ain't. Nigga.
So you got to have 6
6
feet
feet.
plus,
Six
six
figures.
figures,
No kids.
no kids, no boss.
Shit, be your own boss. Okay.
What else? Like Jesus. After that, it's like, well, find this magical nigga somewhere. Like, where is he?
But then, I
out
mean,
there?
you can't be mad at someone for what they want.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
So
I mean,
hold on,
regard-
stay with that. You can't be mad with something. Go stay with that.
But you can't. But I mean, that's how that person feels, and always felt like.
What she wants.
Yes,
you make
like
your
you can't
feelings
be
known on a
mad.
public platform.
You can't be mad. It's because eventually someone's gonna fulfill that need that she wants. Because obviously she knows she can get
So it's an
that nigga
advertisement.
without a 9 to 5.
Or no, I think you hear that shit. Motherfuckers have the expectations, but then it's like I said, don't complain about niggas not being around to meet your expectations.
But like I said, she's already established that this is how her life is going to be. So somebody has already fulfilled that, and she feels now I can always get that. That it just, I mean, it might have happened like that, but for her to feel that way, she's
Nah.
been there and done that.
So if
Or,
she
or,
goes,
or
on.
she sees
Go
she
ahead.
sees a lifestyle that she wants, and that's what she's trying to manifest or something. Because just to have that expectation, nah, all these motherfuckers ain't seen that.
I'm not saying all, but you can't be mad.
no, you said
I'm not mad.
Dre said the word.
I'm not mad. But
manifestation.
let's say, shut the fuck up on the other side though.
Because I'll be mad when girls be like, I wouldn't date a man if he got kids. Why? Why are you mad? Like, even if they have kids, they say that. Like, why are you mad?
Just like because I fucking have one.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But now it's in her eyes. Now I got to deal with a baby mama.
So answer the question: are our expectations too high, or are our expectations right where we want them to be, and then we can do what we need to do?
High is subjective.
Okay.
High is subjective. Your expectations should just fit what you want.
That's off top.
So I wouldn't say
You
it's
can't
too high.
say it's too high.
Someone's expectations may be high for another person. That person be like, nah, this is right where they need to be.
So
I
again,
know some individuals with certain expectations that I know will never be met.
Right.
But they
Okay,
still
but
live
what you
by
said,
it.
is it manifestation? Or are they
And,
saying,
well, it's like to me at this point, I'm like, look, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. But I ain't nobody to come in and try to fuck up someone's dream or what they want or
Dre,
expect.
okay, there you go. So like what Cutter was just saying, he's like, there's no such thing as your expectations to be high. Shoot for the moon. Go for exactly what you want. But I think what you getting at is like, yo, you got to know when to place a ceiling up there.
Reality has to set in sometime.
Or just, nah, fuck that. Shoot for the moon. No ceilings.
no ceilings?
Go
no
live
ceilings.
live your life.
Yeah,
live
you
your
shoot
life.
niggas
But,
down,
but
that's
no, live your life. Live your life. But no, with every action there's consequences.
Right.
So if you decide this is what you want or this is what you desire or demand, cool.
So then,
But with everything that comes with that, or
Accept it.
you gotta
so
accept.
Dre, while you on that, I began this with a little fire because I personally was mad that she said this on a public platform the way she said it, and I think we kind of all got into it about how actually there should be a better communicative way to say something like that. It should be something different. So am I wrong being upset with her? Like, I think you're saying, you need to know where.
Are you upset because you felt like she was attacking you?
Attacking me? No. I was upset because
Attacking men in general.
she was attacking men in general. I think her in her position of power, she was presenting an image, a lifestyle to a lot of women in the world who in turn it could affect me because I work a 9 to 5. I might miss up on a chance with a dope female because she's living off this chick's,
I got you. And when I
And
said
what
attacking
this-
you, I meant like attacking everyone that works a 9 to 5.
Yes, because it's like that's what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. There are dope dudes across this world who, like my man Jay Carey was saying, probably make $40 million a year, but it's a 9 to 5.
Probably more than that.
Probably more than that. CEOs
Most likely
and
more
things
than
like
that.
that. There are people who work in an office corporate building who make billions. And so if she wasn't talking about money wise, she needs to clarify what she means by
Correct,
that.
that's
So
what you mean.
maybe this is what I kind of took from it after a while. It was like maybe she lived in a certain way and he needs to understand that sometimes things are going to be different. And she feels that if he's working a 9 to 5, he won't ever understand that. Which again, I think is what you all were talking about is conversation. She should be like, hey, I need to do this, this, and this, and this, and I'm gonna have a pocket of availability. Are you gonna be okay with that? And that 9 to 5 dude can be like, shit, my meetings are over. You goddamn right, it's gonna work. You know what I mean? And I think that's where my frustration came from. She made a blanket statement without.
And you took
And
it
she-
one way, though. Basically,
Right.
that's all it is. And probably all men took it that way.
Yeah, when you
That's
make a
point
blatant
blank.
statement on TV like that, on a big ass platform, you know what I mean? And it comes off as like, fuck everything, you know? But that's just me. But that
I
shit
mean, a
pissed
lot
me.
of people are on the whole never settle, right? So like Dre said, if you have no ceiling
Right.
You're never gonna settle.
and you never, and anything less than the fucking sky that you're flying around through trying to find this magical person is settling, like in her mind, that's an L.
settling.
She just took a loss. Like she settled for something that she didn't want.
Then, well,
So let's try to end it right in that area. It's settling. I'm trying to understand that when it comes to relationships because I've been presented with, so you couldn't get this, and then you got this. Did you settle? And it's like, I don't know if it's settling. Like, what do you think, Dre?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it settling. I think the person you are when you so when did we first like establish these expectations? Like when we're teenagers or early 20s?
Where do they come from?
Well, just not that. Just like, all right, so when I'm 25, my expectations have changed.
Right.
What I value has changed. So no, I wouldn't call it settling. I'd say I've had experienced growth
Right. Growth. There you go.
and even shit that I wouldn't think that would make me happy or I would like. Like shit, I like that.
It's different now.
That shit makes me happy. Like I would never thought like I'd have a good time doing some of the shit I do today. So I see. No, I wouldn't call it settling. I would call it growth, or just being a fucking adult. Like compromising to me isn't settling.
that's a good way.
That's just being an adult.
And we putting it back on the people who not dating someone with a kid and then end up with someone with a kid. They aren't settling. They grew to see, you know what, this isn't bad. This is actually pretty dope. Like in her case, I think, you know, maybe she did try it. Maybe this is why she came up with this expectation, and you know, and that's why she's, like we were saying, shooting for the stars. Like, what you think about Cutter? You were giving me that crazy look.
I mean, eventually, I don't agree with too much of what he's saying. It's not settling. It is. If you set that standard that high and you couldn't meet it, you settled.
You had to take a back step.
I mean, I don't see how you didn't. You don't want a nigga with a 9 to 5, but 10 years later, that's the nigga that's taking care of you, and you're not taking care of him.
And you got his kid. Yeah.
But is that settling if you're like your expectation of having a motherfucker without a 9 to 5, when you find out the motherfucker has 9 to 5, but it's still the lifestyle you want, did you settle? Or did just your expectation
Okay,
change?
my nigga.
Even on the flip, okay, you want the nigga that's got the money or whatever. Stock market crashes and all his money's gone now.
Now are you gonna leave him?
Now what? Yeah. Now what?
Every day I gotta fight to
he
prove my
has
love.
and he has a kid. You don't have
So
no.
it's just there's many ways it could go. But back to what Dre was saying, growth is definitely a big factor. You know, I mean, I certainly don't think the same way now at 39 that I did at 29 than I did at 19. But if I'm thinking the same way at 19 at 39,
No growth.
Is there an issue there, or so? Not everyone experiences that. Maybe she just needs a couple more life experiences under her belt to be like, actually,
So let's bring it home.
I need to deal with this nigga.
actually, I was wrong.
Oh, this nigga about to get home.
With all the shit we was talking about today, it makes me like think about, let's not make blanket decisions off of an expectation you grew up thinking you would have.
Okay.
I think we went all over the board about how we felt about what she said, how we felt about our expectations in life, growth, words like settling, things like that. I'll leave my final thought on it. I want to hear what you got to say about everything. So we started out with expectations and men and women wanting certain things, and like, what do you think, Dre? Bring it home.
As far as what, just expectations
The
of a partner?
The whole jig.
Hey man, live your life. Make decisions that make you happy. When it comes to expectations, yes, you deserve standards.
Okay.
You deserve expectations. If someone's not meeting those expectations, cool, keep it moving. if your expectations are to a point where you are clipping off everybody in your life, there hopefully comes a point where you reevaluate those expectations.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to, but if it ain't bringing you happiness, maybe time to readjust.
So it's more of a shoot for the stars, but understand.
Yeah.
Shit might hit you in the face.
Or hey, that motherfucker you met on Tinder with the wheelchair, she may be the love of your life.
She could be. See?
She gonna
Could
roll
be.
and come get you.
Boom. She could be.
Cutter, final thoughts, man.
Set expectations, but know that they might not get met. Nothing's wrong with settling for something, regardless of what it is. It might be good for you in the long run. You shouldn't have tried as hard as you thought you should have, and you probably could have got somewhere. Just doing it simpler or something like that, finding a simpler way or something like that. But expectations are needed, but just make it a reality of your expectations. I put it like that. Just make your expectations reality. Like, can something really happen with those expectations, or are you just full of shit?
There you go. Jay Carey, what you got?
Yeah, man. I feel like not we all, but a lot of people make blanket statements, trying to manifest whatever to come. It just, I don't know. I don't operate that way.
Right.
So it's not to say that I don't have like goals or anything like that, but I can't go into a situation limiting certain things. Not at least until I'm actually in that situation. But I can't be outside the door saying, once I walk through this motherfucker, I better only see the color blue, and everyone better smile at me. Like, it's
not gonna work.
You can have all the expectations you want, but what is reality?
There you go. So I think you all echoed and was saying exactly the point that I was trying to get at. I think Jay Carey said it best. Do not walk through that door expecting sunshine and rainbows without knowing that shit might not be the case. So I think her blankly saying this is what it is shuts off all things. A man or a woman, I will not date a woman with a kid. Shuts off all things. Please do not walk around with this. If it's not this way, I'm leaving. But if you do walk around with that, understand the shit might not work
You might be walking around for a long time.
forever.
Yeah.
Or it
You know
might.
what I mean? And
Or maybe not.
It's,
It might.
It might work. It
Life
might.
is crazy.
I think it's stupid, but Mike Tyson always says it. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
That's one of my favorite quotes. 'Cause
So
it's
at the
so
end
real.
of the day, you can walk in with the highest of expectations, but be prepared to get punched in the mouth.
So what you're saying? Give my guy who works at the T-Mobile kiosk a shot.
Give that man a shot. He might be
He's a
dope.
good dude, ain't he? He's a good
Great
people.
guy.
Or give
good
the
people.
pharmacist a
pharmacist.
shot. He might be a good
All right.
person.
He's a chemist.
Once again, fellas, I appreciate y'all. We had a good one again today. As always, we all watch, but we in this together. See y'all next time.
Cheers.
It's all chemistry.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. The T-Mobile
follows
dude.
the formula.
H2O
Follows the
and whatever.
formula.